Hey, what is up, guys? It's Knights Creator here, and today we're going to be doing a tier list over all the L4D2 weapons in the game. So this is going to be all the ranged weapons and all the melee weapons, and we're going to be ranking it from very nice, pretty good, not as good, very not good, and horrible. And how we're going to be basing these weapons off is its accuracy, its damage output against normal zombies, and against the special infected. So the first weapon we're going to be doing is the AK-47. So this is a very high damage weapon against special infected and normal infected. And the problem with it though is that it's very inconsistent slash not accurate. But overall, it's still a pretty high damage weapon, and it has a lot of ammo as well with it, with 40 and then 360 in reserve. So we're gonna have to put that in the pretty good category. That's where I would put it. It's not like the highest. It's not a very nice weapon, but I say it's a pretty good weapon. Next is the cricket bat. So this weapon, I mean, it's a melee weapon, and it has a pretty medium-sized range to it. Um, it's it's your blunt weapon, the one of the two blunt weapons that are really good for using against zombies. So we're gonna have to put that in the thing about it though is that it doesn't have like such a high range to it, so I'm gonna have to put that in the pretty good along with the baseball bat because they're basically the same thing if you really think about it. Next up is the combat, or not the combat, the auto shotty. So the auto shotty, I'm gonna have to put in the very nice just because it has a very high damage against normal and special infected. Even though its range doesn't go that far, it still is a pretty good weapon in close range category, in close range combat. And it's very good against most special infected, even the tank even. And then where the so the combat shotgun is basically the same thing, basically just a reskin of the auto shotty. So we're gonna have to put that in the very nice as well. Up next, I think this is gonna be the AWP. So this is one of the newer weapons, but the thing about it is it does have a high damage. But the thing about it is that you have to keep on pulling back the weapon, or pulling back its bolt every time you want to shoot the weapon, and that's just not as good as compared to, like, the auto sniper rifle or the marksman sniper rifle. Nah, we're gonna have to find. Yeah, here it is. So not this mark. It's not as good as the other snipers in the game. So we're gonna have to put that in. Not at. I'd say it's probably not a very good weapon. A very not good weapon, just because it had. I mean, even though it has the range and it has the damage, it has that drawback. So it's not going to be as good or as viable of a weapon compared to the other weapons. Chainsaw, very nice weapon. It has a pretty good range for the weapon, and it's very good against special infected and normal infected. Like you can use it, and then you could just, if there's a barrage of zombies coming your way, you could just take your chainsaw and just start cutting them up very cleanly, and very nicely. So I'm gonna have to put that in the very nice. Up next, this looks like the chrome shotgun. Um, I have to put it in eh. It doesn't have as good as a range, and its damage is all right. So I mean, it's good against most special infected, but not all, like the charger and the tank. Um, the witch, however, you could just take it and take the shotgun to the skull, and then she'll easily die. That's an easy 1,000 damage right there. So I'm gonna have to put it in F for now, or actually, yeah, I'm gonna have to put it in F because it's just not as good of a shotgun compared to these two, the auto and the combat. The scar is definitely a pretty good weapon. Actually, you know what? I think it's a very nice weapon. I think it's a very nice weapon just because I'd say it's pretty consistent because of the burst option on it, and also it has a pretty high damage to it as well. I'd say probably about the same amount of damage as the M16, this one right here. So it's a pretty good weapon. Very consistent, very good against special infected, and very good against normal infected. So up next, we're gonna have to go with the crowbar. I'd say it's basically like the same thing as the baseball bat and the cricket bat. This crowbar is basically, it has a pretty good range to it. Very good against special infected and very good against normal infected. will easily get you through a horde. So gonna have to put it right there. Deagle, this has to be. I'm gonna have to say top pretty good. I don't think it's very nice because its accuracy is not the best all the time, but it does have a pretty high damage output against special infected and normal infected, and I think it'll get you through hordes pretty nicely. So the Deagle is definitely a pretty good weapon for me. Normal pistols, these are definitely not as good. You can dual wield them, it comes a little bit better, but it's definitely not as good as like the Chrome shotgun. But I say it's probably better than the AWP. It gives you 30 bullets if you were to dual wield them, or 15 for a single. But the thing about it is just it doesn't have a high damage output, nor is it super accurate all the time. So definitely a not as good weapon. The axe, this is definitely a very nice weapon, because it has a pretty good range to it. And then it gets you through hordes pretty nicely, pretty easily, and that it's definitely, I'd say it's probably better than the cricket bat, baseball bat, and the crowbar, just because it has that higher, that a little bit of a higher range to it. So, the M16, I'm gonna have to put as an weapon, definitely top of simply because it's I mean, it's a little accurate, but it's not super accurate. And I don't think it has the best damage. I mean, the AK and the Scar definitely beat it in that category. So I'd say it's probably a good spot to put it right there as an eh. Frying pan, this is definitely um, not as good. It doesn't have that high of a range, and I mean, get you through hordes pretty good, but the range basically kills it. And these will all be a better option for you. Okay, next up is the grenade launcher. Grenade launcher is definitely a very nice weapon, and I'd say it's probably here. Let's rearrange this. So put that right there, and then grenade launcher will be right there. Very nice weapon. If you know how to hit your shots with the grenades, then you will definitely be able to take out a horde of infected pretty quickly. Um, and it has a pretty high damage output, and it's good against tanks, pretty good against tanks. It would do a lot of damage to a tank, and then it will also do a lot of damage to the special infected and normal infected. Will easily one-shot normal infected, and will normally one-shot most, if not some, of the special infected, like the spitter and the boomer and the jockey probably. So it's definitely a very nice weapon. I'm not sure what that is yet. Electric guitar. I'd say it's probably about the same. Actually, you know what? No, I'd say it's probably a little bit, definitely very good just because it has that range effect to it. Definitely the same as the axe, and these three weapons, just that don't have the range as the electric guitar. So the electric guitar is definitely, I say, on par with the axe. Um, so this is gonna be the auto sniper rifle. This is definitely a pretty good weapon. Definitely a very good weapon against most zombies, most special infected. Even though it doesn't have as much ammo as the marksman rifle, I say it's still a good sniper rifle to use. Definitely better than the AWP. So definitely would. This is definitely a weapon that you would want to pick up if you like are stuck at like an Uzi or like a chrome shotgun or a pump shotgun or anything like that. So definitely a good weapon to use. Pump shotgun, I'm gonna have to put. Oh, that's not the pump. So the pump shotgun would I definitely put on par. I think they're basically the same thing. So it's basically the same as the chrome shotgun. So I'm gonna have to put it as an weapon. Oh, okay. So this is definitely okay. So matter of fact, let's put that right there. So this is just a single pistol. Single pistol. Actually, you know what? We're gonna have to put that. And we're gonna have to put that as a horrible weapon. Definitely not gonna be a good weapon to use if you're trying to take out any special infected. And normal infected is sometimes can 2 or 3 shot, so definitely not a good weapon to use if it's just single fire. Dual wield would definitely be a better option to choose there. Marksman rifle. Definitely gonna have to put that. I'd say it's above the Scar, and it's definitely a very nice weapon that had very consistent, very high damage output against special infected and normal infected. Has a lot of ammo for the sniper. It's 30 and then 180 in the reserve. So definitely a very nice weapon to use. MP5. MP5 is an weapon for me. Um, Definitely, I think it's better than the shotguns, but it is a little inconsistent at times. Sometimes, and and its damage output is not the best either. So definitely not. It's definitely not a weapon I would use all the time. But if it's a starting weapon, I might use it. Yeah, I definitely would use it over the chrome shotgun. Um, and the chrome shotgun or the pump shotgun. Uzi is, I'd say it's a little worse than the normal SMG, um, just because it's not as consistent compared to the MP5. Um, they both have the same ammo, so that doesn't really matter for them, and definitely has a higher fire rate, which gives it which is pretty good. But I'd say the damage is on par with the MP5. So I'd say the MP5 is definitely a better weapon to use than um, the normal Uzi. The suppressed Uzi or SMG, however, I'd say is probably the best of the Uzi. Matter of fact, I'd say this is a meh, it's probably a bottom of pretty good. I'd say this is a really good weapon to use. I see it to be more consistent than the Uzi. Maybe that's just me, but I think sometimes it's better for me to use that weapon than this weapon than the Uzi or the MP5. So, and I think it's a very good weapon to use. But if it's late game, you probably wouldn't want to rock this weapon. So I might drop that actually back down to an A weapon. So, combat knife, horrible. This is definitely has the worst range to it, and it has like a curve to it whenever you try and take it down, or whenever you try to slash zombies with it. It has like this curve effect that is not normal compared to the axe or like the crowbar or anything like that. Like the baseball bat has like this um horizontal and then this vertical motion. This is basically a horizontal motion for the most part. So, and then yeah, it just has that curve to it. So it's definitely not a good weapon to use. I would use. Katana, it has a very high range. I'd have to put this right there. Or I think it's better than the electric guitar. I think it cleans very nicely against zombies. Um, like whenever you hit zombies with this, it takes a while for the zombie to like go away out of your face. Whereas this one will basically slash them out of your face very quickly and very easily. And it has basically, I think it has like a very good range to it. Um, so the machete, definitely a very nice weapon to use. It's almost like the katana. Basically slashes zombies out of your face. I might actually have to but I might have to put this at the top of pretty good because its range is a little iffy sometimes. It's definitely not the best range. It's basically like on par with these three weapons right here. So the police baton, I'd say it's basically on par with these three three melee weapons right here. Basically has the same range. I think it has the same range. And the zombies are whenever you hit the zombies on it, they're still kind of in your face. It takes a while for them to go away, or it takes a little bit for them to go away. Basically the same as the cricket bat and the cricket bat and the baseball bat. So pitchfork, this is, I say it's a very nice weapon. I'm gonna have to give it. I don't think it's a very nice weapon. I'd have to probably put it, even though it does have an all right range to it. It doesn't. It's kind of a weird one. Where would I put this? I don't use the pitchfork often, so but I have used it a couple times, and I think it's a pretty good weapon to use. I think it's like on par with the cricket bat, and the baseball bat. So that's where I'd put this right there. The G3, I'd say it's an air weapon because I mean you can zoom in with it, but it's kind of like not it's not as good, and it slows the fire rate down. Um, I don't know why it does that whenever you zoom in, but it just slows the fire rate. It has a good amount of ammo, but the thing about it is it's not as consistent as say like the M16 or like even the AK or the sniper. So that's where I'd say the G3 is probably like on par with these weapons right here. This is gonna have to be I think this is the other sniper. I've I've used this weapon. I think I can't remember the name, but I've used this sniper before. I'd say it's probably a very not good. I think it's the same weapon. It's basically like the same as the this sniper right here. So it's yeah, because I think you have to pull this one back too as well. So I don't think that's a very good weapon to use. Oh, this is the golf club, I think. So the golf club, I'd say it's probably on par with these weapons right here. And I might have to put it. Yeah, I'm definitely putting it right there. It has an all right range to it. The zombies still kind of get in your face once you hit them with it. And its range. Yeah, I think I already said the range was all right. Um, I'd say it's probably yeah. I think it's definitely on par with these weapons right here. These melee weapons. This is the shovel right here. Shovel. I'm actually gonna have to give this a very nice because its range is actually pretty good. Um, its range is pretty good, and even though the zombies kind of get in, actually, you know what, I might have to put it on these because the zombies are still kind of in your face once they, you know, like once you hit them, they won't go away for a second. It doesn't slice through them, so probably gonna have to give the shovel a pretty good rating right there. So. And I think this is the M60. M60, honestly, it's a very nice weapon. Eh, probably not as good as the combat or auto, but it's still a very nice weapon. Even though its range isn't there, its damage is. Like, it's really good against special infected and against normal infected. It has a good amount of ammo, actually. It's 150 bullets. And it's pretty good against the tank, too. So, I'd put it in the very nice. And probably say that the marksman rifle is a little bit better than that, just because of its accuracy. So this is my ranking of the Left 4 Dead 2 weapons tier list right here. So hope you guys like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the next one.